This evidence, I'll be dealing about the things, all the concepts which are written in our notes. So let's know the meaning of evidence first. So evidence is nothing but it's a proof, right? So you got a definition of the evidence here. So the definition of the evidence is given under this IEA 3, right? So Indian Evidence Act here is 3, right? So how do you remember it as 3? Evidence, you write it ulta, it is 3, right? E as ulta, it is 3, so it is 3 IEA. So what do that means it's a proof in the sense, suppose you need a proof to tell him that yes, he has killed, right? So how are you gonna acquire this proof or evidence? So how we are acquiring it can be direct or indirect, right? So what do you mean by direct? Direct in the sense a witness tells that he saw the person has shot the victim, right? The person, the witness, he tells that yes, he saw the person A has shot the B directly. Yes, directly he saw, and that is the direct evidence. That's it. Now, what do you mean by indirect? I'll tell that. I'll tell in detail because we got a lot more points in that. The next, let's go with the how you are giving. That means how are you providing? Are you providing with a document or you're telling orally? Right. So what do you mean by a document here? Document in the sense, document is an evidence that can be introduced to at a trial in the form of a document. That means you have got a perfect documents to tell that yes, he is the person who has killed that person B, right? So this is all you have to understand regarding that, how you are giving. Either you are giving orally by telling that, or you need or you have got a document here, right? So I have already told you that. Let's go in detail regarding this. So I have already told you this direct. How are you acquiring regarding the direct? A person a witness, a person I've seen the person A, I've shot the person B. So what do you mean by indirect here? In the indirect, right, you got two things here. What do you mean by indirect evidences? The indirect evidence are of two types, that is circumstantial, right? Circumstantial, and next you have got hearsay. So what do you mean by circumstantial? So sir has given an example here. So what's the example is that? So example is a wife killing husband, right? Wife killing husband, and different things happen in different. So before that, you should know the meaning of circumstantial. Circumstantial is the meaning of that is different things happen in different time, right? The meaning of circumstances is different things happen in different time. So if you see the definition of that, or the meaning of circumstantial is, circumstantial evidence is evidence that relies on to a connect to a conclusion of fact. So what is it trying to tell here? So I have given the example here. The example is a wife killing the husband. So let's see that we have got a four persons here. The person A, person B, person C, person D. The first person has saw, right? The person A saw that wife has gone to the chemist and he brought the poison. The person B saw that she's mixing with food, and person C, he saw that she is he has what husband is eating that poison food, and the person D saw that he has fallen on the floor, right? So when you join, if you read independently, it's nonsense. Like the person going eating, it's a nonsense. But when you combine them, say example, right? Let's see the person, she has gone to the chemist, then she mixed with the food, then he started eating, then he fell. It's making sense. So this is what the circumstantial evidence means, right? So at the end, when the court hears all this and it is accepted by the court, and this is accepted because if you join all the evidences in a sequential way, and you get the perfect evidence. So this is all you have to understand regarding this circumstantial evidence. And next we have got something known as hearsay. So what do you mean by hearsay? See example of hearsay. Simple example here is a John best friend told him that John has killed him, right? That means the John's best friend, right, told him, right? He told me, the John's best friend told me that John has killed him. So this is what the hearsay is, right? So it is hearsay is an evidence of a statement that was made other than the witness. Here the friend is not the witness, John is the witness, right? Not John here. Friend is not a witness here, but he told that John's best friend told him that John has killed him. Right? He told he is not a direct witness, he didn't see it. But the John's friend has told him that John has killed. So that's what you have to understand regarding this hearsay. There is no perfect or direct witness here. He heard it from somewhere. Right? So that is what you have to understand regarding the hearsay evidence here. So this is all about the hearsay, and this is not accepted by the court, right? Because he may speak nonsense, right? So he's not accepted, or this is not accepted by court. So this is all you have to understand regarding that. And the next point written in our notes is, if you see the heat of movement here. So what do you mean by heat of movement? So say example here, right? So example at this aspect, person A, right? So person A here, with the fear, the person, you see the person A, right? He saw the murder, and he came with fear, and he told to B, right, that yes, he saw the murder, right? And the person A goes away, he runs away, he runs because he have seen that, right? And now this person B, when he tells to the court accepts it. So that is all about the heat of movement murder, because it's like fearful, all that movement, right? Here heat of movement murder. So that's all you have to understand here. Nothing tension, right? So I repeat once again, heat of movement means, suppose if you see the example, like A has saw the the murder, and A told to B, right, and A ran away. Then B tells to the court that here A has that this is what happened, and A told, he came with the fear, he ran away. The court accepts it. So that's all you have to understand regarding the heat of movement murder, right? So that's all it's written in our notes. And next we have got something known as dying declaration, right? So under the Act 35, Indian Evidence Act, right, that will be dealing in detail. But before going in detail regarding that, we should know something regarding this oral, right? I have already told you the evidences can be oral type of documentary type. So if you see, this oral has gotten very much importance here, right? So let's see that if a doctor prepared the report, right, he has to give, though he prepared the report, right, he cannot just send it the report to the court, right? Like you've got an MLC or the post-mortem reports, when he also, he has to go to the court and he has to tell it orally, right? Court gives evidence, right? So he has to tell orally. So oral has gotten such an important role than the documents. But we have got some fingerprinting expert and the forensic lab experts, like they don't go, right? They don't go because like they can't go for every case, right? So they won't go. It's a doctor who have done the postmortem or the MLC, all that. So that is what you have to understand regarding such an important this oral evidence is. So now let us understand the concepts of dying declaration here. So here is the person here. The person is about to die, and let's see what do you mean by dying and what do you mean by declaration. What's happening at this aspect, right? So let's go in detail regarding this. I have already told you it is Indian Evidence Act 32, right? You got an Indian Evidence Act. If you see the 32 Indian Evidence Act, right? So how do you remember that the person, he has lost all his teeth or tooth, right? 32 teeth. So he's bedridden and about to die. So that's what you can just remember that. And remember that what's happening at this aspect is oath not administered. The person is the first thing, you're not going to take any oath, right? So you have that means like you're gonna do something in the sense like you're gonna take the report now. So let's see, oath is not administered in this. Who can record it? Who can record in the sense what had happened, like what actually happened when he starts writing that? Who can record? Anyone can record. The best one is a magistrate. Second is doctor. Next comes the police. And next comes the civilian, right? But all those, like the first para or the police or the doctor, magistrate, all have to read out in the court, right? All have to read out in the court. You have to read it out. Okay. So what is the role of the doctor in this dying declaration? So the role of the doctor is compos mentis. So what do you mean by compos mentis? Compos mentis means having full control of one's mind. It is fit for statement, right? You have to look at the doctor. Doctor has to tell whether the patient or that person is fit for giving first statement or not, right? So whether he's well conscious to time, place of person, he'll be like doctor will be like, he'll be knowing all that, right? So that is all about the compos mentis is, right? Fit for statement, right? Fit for statement, and he is conscious for time, place, and person. So that's all you have to understand regarding this, the role of doctor in this, right? And remember that a doctor cannot play two roles here. The doctor cannot go for the compos mentis, cannot find it whether the person is fit or not, then he cannot take the record. So same doctor should not go for the compos mentis and these records, all those, right? So now let's see that in this scenario we have got, the first thing is compos mentis, and next we are going to record that, right? So this is all you have to understand regarding this. Suppose you have recorded that, right? And now you have recorded that, recorded in the sense like you took in the sense like you have got a proper recording what had happened and all that, you have took it, and who killed it, and he or she will be telling now. So why it is, suppose if he survives, or if or she or he survives, the value, now what happens here is the dying declaration has gotten value now. So why the dying declaration or that record which have recorded that, why it has got value though he has survived, and that value is known as corroborative value it is, right? So what is it trying to tell here? Suppose if person like dying declaration, she tells that yes, he is the husband who has burnt me, right? He's like gonna kill me, he killed me, but he's gonna, or he burnt me. So what happens when she survives, right? She may lie now. She may lie and tell that no, I don't know. I don't know, but my husband is good. So it has got a value, perfect value, that is known as corroborative value here. So that is what you have to understand. So it is an evidence. It is an important. Now if she lies also, this becomes the evidence, right? So it has got an value. So that is all, and that is all it's written in our note, right? And remember that then that's all about the dying declaration. So next thing you have to understand is a dying deposition, right? So what happens in the dying deposition here is, if you see the dying deposition, in this aspect you have to go over the oath is taken, you can see the examination in chief is done, re-examination is done, judge comes, right? So only happens the oath which is only happening outside the court here, right? So you can see the oath is happening at this aspect, but in the dying declaration we don't have any oath, right? We think that yes, he's not lying. And why it's you're gonna what is the reason of dying deposition is, suppose if you can't go to the court comes you, right? Court will come. So that is what it's following in the dying deposition, right? And remember that dying deposition is best and better because cross examination is going on, so you can ask the leading questions, right? And remember that it is not followed in India. It is not followed in India. So this is all you have to understand regarding this. And you know that dying deposition can be what you can see, the magistrate can record that. So who all can register dying deposition not recorded in India? Magistrate, lawyer, and accused, cross examination allowed, right? You can see the magistrate, everyone comes, court comes to the witness in death bed. So that's all regarding this dying deposition. And remember that it's not followed in India. So that is all about the evidence here. In the next session we'll be dealing about some other topic. Thank you.